Hey everyone, welcome to the latest episode of the Maryland Living Podcast. We've got my friends and colleagues, Pete FETTIG, Megan Burke, and I'm John Reynolds, left to right on your radio dial. And Megan, we've got a special guest sitting right here at this table.
We have country music singer, songwriter, and Nashville recording artist Miggs in the podcast studio today. Miggs, welcome.
Thank you so much, Megan. I appreciate y'all having me on today.
Glad you're here.
I'm really
Miggs.
excited.
Nice to meet you.
We are really excited. I actually recently had the opportunity to see you at Tap House. You were the headliner for Catherine's Light Foundation, their annual event.
Yes.
Which was awesome.
That event is always so much fun, and it was actually our second year.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to headline that situation, and cancer has been a big part of my family, unfortunately, with losing my stepmom to it. My dad fought 2 battles with cancer, ultimately lost his life. And so, you know, with Catherine's Light and what they do with cancer research and the donations that they do, I was just absolutely proud to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Good for you. And both Larry and Robin had just nothing but great things to say.
Man, they're just great humans. Am I right?
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, they spoke so highly of you, and you put on an awesome show.
Yeah, I heard you brought some fire.
The crowd was into it. I brought 2 friends with me.
Yep.
They loved it.
I love it.
So yeah, we're excited for another show.
I tell you what, if they wouldn't have told me to get out there because, you know, they've been there all day, I'd have kept on playing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, tell us a little bit about you, your journey, growing up in Texas, becoming a Nashville recording artist. Tell us the story.
It's a whole story. So born in Florida, raised in Texas, moved to Texas. I was about 2 years old. Raised in Austin. If anybody's ever been to Texas, it's the most non-Texas part of Texas, but it's a great place. Left for the military when I was 24, looking for just kind of to stay in for 4 years to learn a trade. And little did I know, I started playing music and I was about 15, playing guitar and doing church worship, stuff like that. Right. And when I left for the military, I started taking it on the road with me and played in Mississippi and Arizona, went to Portugal, played it in Germany, played some shows or whatnot in Afghanistan when I was doing tours out there.
Wow.
And then I got, you know, after I was doing active duty in 2020, I had a conversation with God and the man upstairs and said, hey, wherever I go next, I want to plant roots. Well, you know, I had a 5-year plan, and Maryland was the spot. Okay. I have a daughter lives up in Maine. I was like, I wanted to be close, and as close as I could, but it all had to make sense, right? Because the cost of living is high, and it's going up.
Yeah.
So I had a 5-year plan. I was going to be here, moved in right before COVID. Well, I met my wife about 3 months later, and then we got married 3 years later, and planted roots, and definitely did it.
Awesome.
We were expecting our second child here in a couple weeks, and we're really excited. And if it wasn't for her, I would have never gone down to Nashville. Coming from Austin, for those that are listening, Austin has been considered the live music capital of the world forever.
It's a great town.
It really is.
It really is.
It's just like with Broadway in Nashville, Tennessee. You can find, music in every single bar, and you won't hear it. It's just whatever types of music you want. And
I remember going there. Not to interrupt you, but Keller Williams, our broker, they're based out of Austin.
Yeah.
And so I've been to Austin probably 20 times. And he's absolutely right. Like, you walk down 6th Street and you hear the most amazing music coming out of these just like hole-in-the-wall bars. Yeah. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And, you know, coming from that type of environment and playing in different bands and different bars and stuff like that growing up, you were kind of a dime a dozen, and kind of always a thing of like going to Nashville, Tennessee was always kind of considered Austin's little brother. Yeah. And then, Bro Country in 2010 with, Luke Bryan and Florida Georgia Line and all them. My wife was like, look, I you've been playing music here for the last couple of years in Maryland and kind of planting yourself that way, because you should really go down to Nashville and start recording. Yeah. And a buddy of mine I was working with, he came by. I was doing a show called the Maryland Day Festival in March that hosted at PBR.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, you actually play music. It's not just play at a coffee bar kind of a thing. I was like, yeah, I got a full band. I write my own songs, stuff like that. And he's like, let me introduce to a buddy of mine. 2 weeks later, I was down in Nashville, Tennessee, recording with Ben Reno, who I've been working on all his songs that you can find out on Spotify, Apple Music. And for the last 3 years, I've just been working together. 2 years, I guess it is. Released my first album last year called The Road So Far. Right. I've been releasing singles all this year. I've got some new music coming up here in a couple weeks called Ride or Die, another song, and more releases coming out, and it's been growing ever since. people ask like, why not stay down in Nashville? I was like, honestly, it's going to be a small fish in a big old giant pond.
There you go.
And, getting to see you and having new fan bases in Maryland and kind of growing that brand out with social media and really kind of being a small fish in a small pond helps you build ripples and build that brand. And at the end of the day, there's so much music here in Maryland. It's really cool. The tiki bars, the venues, whatever else.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I just tell all these artists, especially being in Annapolis with the songwriters festivals, there's so many people to meet. So that's my story in a nutshell.
So you're finding that there's a good, decent, solid country music base.
Without a doubt.
Here in Maryland.
It's funny because when I first got here, I started playing music here locally in Maryland in June of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually Father's Day. It was my first show here at the Broken Oar. And I didn't think there was a lot of country music. And little did I know, this just kept on growing and growing because actually, like every community, it's small. Even though it's big, it's small.
Sure.
And but nowadays, there's country music everywhere that you can find. And a lot of people are yearning for country music. And, it's kind of funny, though, because you'll see a lot of guys start playing country music and put on a cowboy hat and develop an accent. Like, dude, you grew up in Dundalk. How does that work? No, not throwing shade at anybody. Everyone has an act. But it's just funny. But it's great.
Yep.
But there is so much community here when it comes to music, and everyone is really a tie where a tide raises all ships and everyone tries to raise everybody up. There's a lot of food at the table as an artist here in Maryland, and it's really quite cool. Where in Austin, it's a dog eat dog world. And even in Nashville, every time I go down there and I record and I play these writers rounds and you meet these people and it's like, oh, how many followers do you have? Or they'll give you a follow, then 2 weeks later you're unfollowed kind of a thing. And it's just everyone's out there chasing what they can, how they can, and realizing like, it's just kind of a dog-eat-dog world, but here it's totally different.
Nice.
So,
Yeah. What do you think's next for you? What's your plan?
my wife asked me that literally every couple months, like, what's your goal?
That's what they do.
Their job.
My plan is just to continue to do what I'm doing now and making it grow, whether it's just regionally, whether it's nationally, continue to write music. I'm having fun doing it. I'm having fun impacting lives of with the songs that I write, having fun bringing people out to kind of shut off the world for whether it's 45 minutes to a couple hours, getting rowdy with my friends. I mean, I'd be at the bar anyways on a weekend. Might as well play and get paid for it and sing it, right?
No doubt.
So, what's the next goal? My goal is to honestly try to find a management company, a label, and see what I can take this to the next step. Until then, I'm just doing it all by myself. When I say all by myself, I have my music director, Bobby, who helps develop all the shows, my band manager, Pops, who's my father-in-law, that helps me manage everything when it comes to being at the shows and coordinating everything. So it's not just a one-man show now. It's a whole team of people, merch and all this kind of good stuff. So,
I got my Miggs hat over at Tap House. I was very excited.
Nice.
I listened after I saw you at Tap House. I really dug into a lot of the songs.
Well, I appreciate
they
that.
are all just great stories, and you can tell that they're meaningful to you. Where did you kind of pull from that inspiration?
I think for me, it's always just been, as an artistic kind of a person, growing up in choir and music and, listen to all types of music with my dad listening to country, my stepdad and mother listening to alternative rock, and I had so many different dynamics, right? And personally, growing up as a 90s kid, I think the 90s is the best decade for music all around when it comes to country, alternative rock, hip-hop, grunge. It doesn't matter. It was a lot of cool stuff happening on. But so a lot of that just gets pulled in from there, and where, when it comes to a situation, for example, I'll say I Miss You, Dad is one of my songs, my second release I had. It's a tribute to my father, my stepmom, and my best friend. All of them I lost within, a 7-year span of each other.
Wow.
And kind of paying tribute, I just had, like said, I Miss You, Dad, and kind of pulled it from there and kind of developed the melody and sat down, and basically it became like a way for me to journal out and kind of me as a guy to get it down to paper. And, as men, we kind of find it hard as possible to kind of be open and honest. And we all get it, but that was my way to kind of tribute that, and it just created a song. And that's happened with a lot of my music. Party Ride, it's my pops said, I want you to write a song about Maryland, kind of that boat vibe, that party vibe. And that's what I wrote. It's like, when the tide is high, let the party ride, and going from there, and it keeps on going. Another friend of mine, One Sip Away, was my first radio hit that's been playing on country radio for the last 6 months. She messaged me out, Kim Botch, this is a shout out to you. She said, One Sip Away, that's 3 words, that's all you get, write me a song. And so I did. And it's all about being one sip away from calling a person that you shouldn't, one sip away from saying I love you. You know, we all get those in those breaks. Like, I miss this person, and that was the kind of track and relation I brought to this this EP coming up. And yeah, it's been really cool.
Yeah, you know, some really good songs. Another one that you sing that I absolutely love, Never Far Away.
About my daughter.
Yes, yeah, really cool.
You know, my daughter is from my first marriage, May. I love her to death. In fact, she was out wake surfing today, and she actually dropped the rope for the first time, which is really cool. She's 12 years old. And, you know, being in the military and being far away from your kid, those that grow up in separate households, whether you're the child in it or the adult in it, it's hard. You know, especially being hours away or oceans away or countries away. And for her, you know, thank goodness for FaceTime and Wi-Fi and stuff like that, especially when deployed, getting to call her and realizing like, hey, no matter what, no matter where I am in distance, I'm never far away. And it's the point where when I got back to the States, she'd call me, hey, Dad, can you come see me this weekend? And I'd drive up 12 hours and absolutely I'm there. You know, and now she's old enough where she takes a plane and she's on a flight from Maine to DCA, and, you know, 2 hours later, she's here just because she wanted to hang out.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
But I wrote that for her, released it on her birthday back in 2024 as a tribute to her, and it's really cool. And the coolest thing about that song, too, is the way I can write a song may be different to everybody here. That song has been used by one of my friends as a father-daughter dance, and I've heard it the same way through a couple of other songs. "Promised You Forever" was another song I wrote for my wife before we got married. That was used as a song that my bass player Pete and his wife Kelly used when she walked down the aisle. So it's really cool to see all this music and songs that I write.
That's a tribute to you.
Yeah,
awesome.
It makes me feel good. And you ask what the next step is, I have no idea, but I'm enjoying it every step of the way while I get there.
Some really great, amazing things are happening, and I have no doubt that you're going to go far.
I appreciate it.
So you mentioned that the 90s was like a really dynamic time in popular music. And I would agree.
Yeah.
And I think the 70s were also. And I'm old enough to remember.
I would agree with that. I would honestly agree with that too.
I'd say those two. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
With that in mind, like, because your music is kind of almost cross genre a little bit. I hear down home country in there. I hear country rock in there. Do you remember Molly Hatchet?
I do remember Molly Hatchet.
I hear Molly Hatchet. And that's a compliment.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
So, who are your influences?
You know, you can't be a country artist without having influences like George Strait, Alan Jackson, John Michael Montgomery. That's what I grew up. Tracy Byrd, Tracy Lawrence, all the Tracys, right? Travis Tritt as well, you know? But that's where it really kind of stemmed from. And it's funny because, you know, growing up, again, I listen to all types of music. It's just as I've gotten older, you know, your ideas of what your life begin to be kind of start to shape. And example of a country artist, Luke Combs, love him to death also, and Jason Aldean. But Luke, the way his songs have come out, he was at the party phase, and then he's like getting older phase, and he's married, now he's at the dad phase, those kind of rotations. Right. And for me, you know, that's how my music kind of works out, is my influences being country music, just where I started developing when it came to writing music. But definitely Cody Johnson, George Strait, Alan Jackson, and then even new guys like Jason Aldean and Luke Combs. And cool thing, actually, I haven't got the chance to meet Aldean, but his drummer, Rich Redman, who's been with him since for like 28 years, was on these last few tracks, which is really cool. And another cool testament about Nashville, Tennessee, and the connections and networks you make through the people that you talk to, and just being a good person, right? And put yourself in the right places with the right people, and you're going to make things happen that way. And I think that's one thing that a lot of artists struggle with is realizing that every day do something for yourself and treat yourself as a professional business person to build yourself up. And it's scary out there. I mean, just like realty, going out there and selling what you have to sell, you're kind of selling yourself in a way that puts it off on level-headed, because everyone's different of, this guy or girl's too much energy, or this guy or girl's not enough energy, or they don't, you know, trying to set that vision for your customer too.
Yeah. So. Well, you're never going to be for everyone.
Absolutely.
Right? Just in
That's
real
true.
estate.
Oh, without a doubt.
Same with music. I mean, I grew up on country music. I absolutely love it. I remember sitting with my grandfather in his like super old car in the 80s, listening to Merle Haggard and all those. And so I love country. And that's why I really resonate with some of the songs that
I appreciate
you sing.
it.
And I just think they're fun. Great boat songs still. Like, get on the boat.
Absolutely.
And
I did a little...
Yeah.
I did a little background on you because I had to.
Okay.
And apparently, when you were asked about your ultimate desert island albums, you named George Strait Pure Country.
Yep.
awesome. John Mayer, Continuum.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this one kind of surprised me. My Chemical Romance,
Black Parade.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Again, and that's the person that I am when it comes to music and the way I write my stuff. Because people, it's funny because I'll say, oh yeah, I play country music. Oh, I don't like country music. It's like, just come to a show. Right. This ain't your granddad's country.
Yeah.
We have some of the slower songs, but again, when this is one thing that I've always kind of been like, man, I don't like it when I come to somewhere and it's just like the background music's playing like elevator music. I'm here to escape out there, make memories with friends, and kind of get a little rowdy with it. And don't mind DJs, but when I hear live music, I'm like, I want that energy, and that's what I try to bring to every song.
Yeah.
And again, where that, like you said, it was perfect the way you depicted all of my music and the kind of things that I'm doing with it, because that's exactly the way that I like to have it. That country storytelling, those deep cuts with that Southern rock feel and that country twang, but just to bring high energy to the show, which is a lot what like Aldine does too as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's one thing that you're kind of known for, or your showmanship. Like you put on a good show, high energy, as you said. How do you do it when you don't want to do it?
It's funny because my wife and people ask me, like, is there such thing as toxic positive energy? Because I never have a bad day. I don't. My wife will ask me, and she said she put it on repeat. I could record you. How was your day? That was good. How was your day? Oh, it was good. I had the worst day. That was good. Glass is always half full. But how do I do it? Again, it's that smile right there. It's that smile right there. When I get to go to even just one person.
Yeah, we don't care.
Oh, that smile right there. Pete, you too, man. You too. But you haven't come to a show. I'm just kidding.
That's fair.
But that's it, though. It doesn't matter if it's one person or 500 people or 500,000 people. When someone comes up to you after a show, like, I just enjoyed that, I needed that, or thank you for playing that song, or thank you for playing that music. For me, that's what I get to do and bring that joy, and kind of my way of praising God in that way. Like, hey, he gave me this wonderful talent to have, and this is my way of shooting that testimony, you know. And obviously with the hardships that I've had in my life of losing family members, losing my son last year, of guys, life will find a way to kick you on your butt.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's how you view that, how you go through that and work through it and with it, whether you want to be a victim or victor over your situation. And just like, again, I have a smile on my face, but it has always been like that. But let me show you that there's always happiness in the darkness of places.
Yeah. So it sounds like you found some healing through your music, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Good for you.
I would think sometimes maybe a little bit too much, right? Because again, as anything, we can dive ourselves into into the deeps of whatever you get into. And glad it wasn't drugs or alcohol on that essence, but it was my family, it was music, it was playing and trying to bring joy to others when I wasn't able to feel a lot of that.
Your enthusiasm for music is really cool.
Yeah,
I appreciate
it really
I
is,
appreciate it. I mean, I think we could all attest to the fact that music can change a mood. It can lift a mood.
Yeah.
Music can
Very
make
universal.
you sad.
Yep.
But I think as Miggs is kind of demonstrating, music can change a life.
Yeah.
In a good way.
It can.
Yeah.
It can. And maybe one day one of my songs will go viral and the core management team will call me like, hey, we want you to go on tour with Nate Smith or
There you go.
Billy Zimmerman, maybe one day. But until then, I'm getting to do whatever I get to do every weekend and having fun with it.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
doing
We love
this
it.
also.
Yeah,
Thanks, man. I
for sure.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We talked a little bit about you were in the Air Force.
Yep.
And so how do you think that shapes you today? And thank you for your service.
Appreciate
too.
it.
Absolutely.
Honestly, it's one term, and a lot of people can resonate this that have been in the service, is embrace the suck. That was always a term that was always thrown around, like, do I have to? Or like, what the heck? You know what? Your sergeant would be like, embrace the suck. It's happening. Just go through it, whatever. But then really what it taught me was the 4 foundations of life, of spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. And when those things are out of balance, you'll feel your life out of balance. And when I try to pour into each one of those as much as I can, it really helps me be a better person for not only myself, but my wife, my family, my daughter, my friends, and the best person I can be, whether I take the stage at the biggest stadium, for like the tailgate, or the smallest stage at Primo in front of just a few people,
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Well, you've got something exciting coming up.
yes.
Just a couple of weeks.
Yep.
A new baby coming.
Yep. Eleanor James Rangel, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I tell you what, my wife is laying down on the couch right now, just ready to have our baby girl here. And again, kids are such a blessing. It was very unfortunate what happened to us, and I miss our son every day. But I'm so glad we're having a little baby girl. and really excited to meet her. Her sister's excited to meet her. So it's kind of one of those things. It's like game time, right? Where everyone's like, "Oh, just wait." But you know what? I know, but it's game time. Can we just? I'm waiting. I'm ready for the restless sleeps in the couple weeks and the couple months, and because again, it's like you don't know what life is going to be like. You could have the best kid in the world, or the one that just never sleeps and crying all the time.
I got one of each. John has 4 kids.
Oh my goodness!
Probably had
They're
the
all
gamut.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I got one of each. One that slept through the night. One that I don't think he slept till he was 2.5.
Yeah.
So,
oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I love it.
You'll see what happens.
4 kids and 1 grandchild, and we're expecting our 2nd grandchild.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
All right, we've got some rapid fire
we
questions
go.
for you, and I did not prepare you for this.
You did not
so
at all.
this
I'm
is-
excited. Hold on, let me
this is
take
serious.
a
All right,
Take a swig.
all right. All right.
Here we
I feel
go.
like
Here we
need
go.
some like rapid fire music.
Maybe I can edit that in.
You can put on Miggs background music for you right there.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Number 1, Texas barbecue or Maryland crab cakes.
Oh, Texas barbecue all day.
Okay.
I love crabs.
You're gonna catch some hate.
I'm
from
gonna
some
catch so
Marylanders.
much hate. I love crabs. I do. I can eat 4 or 5, and that's it for me. I love picking crabs, but I'll take crawfish all day over crabs.
I love
I'll tell you what, though.
Crawfish are legit.
My daughter loves crabs, and she literally, every time she comes down here from Maine, she's like, "Can we get crabs?" She's like, "I don't want lobsters. I want crabs," you know? And she's tried it all, and crabs are a thing. My Pop's my band manager, my father-in-law. He always loves to go crabbing every weekend. He's like, "I'm not paying for crabs. I'm going out there in the bay real quick with my kayak and catching a bushel." And he's like, "Come over at 1 o'clock." But it's so much fun. It's so cool because it becomes such a social event. You can call your mother, call your friends, and you're just there for hours. Yeah, and just picking away.
That's the whole. That's the magic. of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Coming
it's a
from
proper
Maine, though,
feast.
I was like, this takes a lot of work for
picking crabs?
very
Yeah.
little meat. Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah,
I think the same thing. But so a friend of mine, Luke McFadden, is one of the great crabber around the
Yeah.
area, and
We know Luke.
watching his stuff and how people pick crabs in different ways, it really does work. Where I just like pick all the meat, put it in a pile, and I eat it all afterwards.
Yeah, that's the way to go. All right, cowboy boots or sneakers?
Cowboy boots.
Of course, I knew that was
If
gonna
I
happen.
ever, one time I showed up to work in regular tennis shoes, and somebody looked at me like, "No, you gotta go home. This just doesn't make sense." Yeah.
All right, last concert that you went to that was not your own.
Last concert. Hold on. Oh, the band Perry. Fun
Oh,
fact.
yeah.
So the band Perry did a bunch of pop-up shows about the beginning of June. My producer was actually in town. We were recording next year's music that I'll be releasing, and got a message from Craig from Cancun Cantina. Said, "Hey man, the band Perry's coming here at like 6:30. Why don't you come out and come hang out with us?" I was like, "All right, sounds good." So got to meet the band Perry. It
Cool.
was her and her husband now, and then a fiddle player. So it was a little trio. So they did a couple stops with WPOC. It was really neat. It was a good show.
Awesome.
Very cool.
All right, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh.
It does not belong on pizza. That is a dessert. I've said it. I'm catching flack. Please go stream my music. It really does help.
All right, favorite road trip snack?
Oh, pork grinds.
Oh
yeah.
Pork grinds. And not just any pork rind, Bucky's pork grinds. Like
Okay,
jalapeno
fair. Yep.
habanero pork grinds
All
from
right.
Bucky's.
Yep.
All right.
I'll take those all day. What about y'all?
Road trip snack.
Road trip snack.
I'm a gummy worms kind of.
I dig it. Okay,
Yep.
sour or regular gummy worms?
Definitely sour.
Okay.
My wife
all
has
right.
to have Twizzlers. I like peanuts myself.
Peanuts. Okay. Not a sunflower guy? Sunflower seeds?
Nah.
Okay.
Peanuts, yeah.
Peanuts.
roasted,
It's
Yep.
like a good bag of Utz potato chips.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The ruffled. The
Gets
rigid.
all over
The rigid
wheel.
ones?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, coffee or sweet tea?
Ooh, that's hard. Both? Can I take my? I'll take.
Sure,
I'll
yeah,
take
you can do whatever
sweet
you
tea in
want.
my coffee. You know, it's funny. I left my sweet tea in the truck. I was like, "Dang it!" I
Oh,
stopped my
no.
Chick-fil-A to grab a sweet tea. I totally forgot about it.
All right, last question. If you weren't making music, what would you be doing?
Doing what I'm doing now. So I'm not a full-time musician. Fun fact: I am a network engineer by trade, and I still do
okay.
that. And it's what pays the bills. And what's helped me live in the dream. But if it wasn't music and I had to do something else, I've always wanted to be an inspirational speaker. I love doing youth ministry and youth worship teams and stuff like that, and being able to talk to people and really, again, inspire as much as I can of wherever I'm at or whatever life deals with you, and be able to bring you up in the best way possible. Again, I used it earlier. A tide raises all ships,
Right.
and I just always encourage everyone to be the tide in the best way possible.
I love it, and I can see it too.
I appreciate
can see
it.
you doing that.
I was going to answer for you.
Yeah.
I was going to say pastor.
Oh yeah, yep. I can
Same
absolutely
vein.
see
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where can people find you, and where can they find your music?
All around social media. So you can find me at miggs.countrymusic or miggsofficial.com. That's MIGGS official.com. You can find all my music, videos, EPK, new releases, and of course, you can stream all my stuff on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere.
Miggs, you brought that beautiful instrument in.
Oh, I did.
And I was wondering if just for a minute or two, take us out with some music.
Oh,
I can definitely do that. Yeah,
All
let's
right.
make that happen.
Awesome.
Great.
So Megan, you talked about, being able to, that I put on such a great show and have that high energy, which is what I love to do. But, I've always believed in going out to the fans and going out to the crowd afterwards, during or before, and introducing myself.
Yeah.
I've even as when I was young and doing pastoring and stuff like that, adults and children, everyone who come out to me, I can't believe you're doing this. You're such an amazing, humble person. I'm like, no. Say my ego could barely fit through that door. I'm probably bad at worse than you are, kind of a thing. And when I played at Cancun Cantina back in May, no one over there had really heard from me. And that's how it is. It's pockets. So like even you go somewhere that's 20 minutes away for the first time, I had 400 people packed out in Twain's and like 350 packed out in Rumorreal, and packed out the house at Country Calling last year at Purple Moose. But then I get to Cancun Cantina and no one's ever heard of me. But at the same time, I did back it out at that time. It was really cool because afterwards, like, oh man, this guy Miggs played. He came out and met the people in there. Like he was just a good guy. And the next day I woke up and Craig had multiple messages, maybe want you back, kind of thing. And that's just a testament to what I like to bring and what I like to do. So, this song was called One Sip Away that I told you about. I'm going to play it right now. It's my first radio hit. It goes like this. Barstool's got my name on its same spot every night. Neon hums a melody in this old dive bar light. Bartender knows the drill, don't even have to say. Pour it strong, let it burn and drown the memories away. I swore I was done calling, swore I moved on. But here I go again, yeah, I'm back where I belong. I'm one sip away from dialing your number, one more away from saying I love you. 3 deep in, I'm missing your touch. 4 shots down and I'm needing you too much. I keep telling myself that I'll be okay, but I'm always one sip away. That old Merle on the jukebox ain't helping my case. Every song is a reminder of the love I let fade. I swore I'd never chase you, I swore I'd let it die. But tequila's got a way of bringing back goodbye. I'm one sip away from dialing your number, one more away from saying I love you. 3 deep in, I'm missing your touch. 4 shots down and I'm needing you too much. I keep telling myself that I'll be okay, but I'm always one sip away. Bartender, don't you listen, take these keys away. 'Cause if I hit that road, I know I'm heading straight. I'm one sip away from saying I love you, one more away from saying I love you. 3 deep in, I'm missing your touch. 4 shots down and I'm needing you too much. I keep telling myself that I'll be okay, but I'm always just one sip away. Hey, I keep telling myself that I'll be okay, but the truth is, darling, I'm one sip away.
Yay! Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's right. That's right.
That's great. That was awesome.
Awesome.
Wow, Miggs, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unexpected treat right there.
Yeah.
Man, that was cool. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank
very
you.
cool.
Thank you so much for doing this with us today. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys inviting me out, Pete, Megan, John. Thank you so much for talking with me. And again, you guys have introduced me to a whole new audience without you even realizing it, and I'm really appreciative of the opportunity to get to hang out with you guys for a little bit.
Well, we're happy to share you wherever we can.
Absolutely.
So
I appreciate it. Well, guys, again, check out miggsofficial.com or miggs.countrymusic. You can find all my shows. We got a lot of great stuff going on. July 18th, the tailgate for Pre-Morgan Wallen 250 celebration and Jimmy's Famous Seafood. Be out there opening up for Lacey K. Booth.
Nice.
And, of course, Country Colin coming up in October in Ocean City, Maryland. Got a big show up that way, too, as well, for a festival. Hope to see you guys out.
Absolutely.
Let's
We'll
do
make
it.
sure to link all of that in our show notes.
Yes. Yep. See you next time.
Do you wanna go into the city? Do you wanna catch a ride downtown? If you said no,